because nobody is guaranteed to accompany me on my journey of motherhood. I didn't go into it thinking that I'm going to go into this because somebody else is going to accompany me on this journey and I'm going to have a partner or husband or whatever. I just didn't, I'm just not set up that way. I didn't have that in mind. So I was not disappointed when that didn't present itself. And, but I still kept going. I had to make up the difference. And in making up the difference, it was overwhelming at times wearing all the hats. It was very overwhelming. But I got used to the overwhelm. And, many of us go through that, whether mothers or dads or, you know, either of the two. And I can't really speak to men because I'm not a man. So I can only speak to women. And what I can say is we become adjusted to the overwhelm, but we keep going because we know we've got to get it done regardless. Why? Because our whys require it. I was on a call today and I was on a call with all mothers. Let's just say that. I don't know if they're single. All of the women that were students on the call. Let me get this. All the women that were students on the call were mothers. And the moderator to the call was teaching that when you go on interviews and you interview for positions, that you should not speak to your family life. That, you don't need to tell anybody about your children. Don't bring that up. It's not appropriate to talk about your family life, your children, your whatever, husband, any of that. Only talk about business. Only talk about the job. Don't discuss anything that has to do with you personality wise, nothing that has to do with, what makes you who you are and all this kind of stuff. And I thought to myself, that's not true. I just did not agree with that. I've been in subordinate roles where, I was a customer service rep or account executive or what have you. And I've been in leadership roles where I've been in management. And I've seen firsthand where in both sides of the house, your why is very important. Now, I don't know if it was something exclusive to me in my journey because I have a strong sales background. All the roles that I've applied to or that I really had spent significant time in were sales roles, either sales management or as an independent contributor. But in that realm, in any role that is demanding, like if you have a lot of responsibility, a job that takes a lot for you to be able to come back and do year in and year out, you will have to have a solid why. If you don't have a solid why and you're just a teeny bopper and you just graduated high school and you just trying to make some money and you're still living at home with your family and you don't have a lot of responsibilities, you're not going to take that job seriously. Once it gets very difficult for you, once it becomes tedious, once it becomes repetitive, once it becomes boring, once it becomes too overwhelming, you're going to leave that job because your why is not strong enough to solidify you in that role to justify what it requires of you. And so I just felt like, I needed to hop in and maybe say something because it was an open forum. And I hopped in and I said, well, I said what I just told you. When I was in these capacities, whether in management and I'm interviewing people, I want to know, who are you? What makes Michelle tick? Who is Michelle outside of this resume? Because I can word that resume in any kind of way I want to fit into that role. But is that who I truly am? I want to know who you are. I want you to sell me on who you are. Not even sell me. I want you to present a compelling statement to me to make me distinguish you from the sea of other people that are vying for this role. And family, the whys of what gets you going, the whys of what makes you do the things you do, the whys that gave you patience, the whys that gave you perseverance, the whys that made you stick it out when you wanted to leave. I want to know about those things. And it is those things that people connect to. It's not a game where, oh, I'm just going to play the family game. I'm going to throw the, like we throw the race card out there. I'm not going to throw the race card out there. I'm not going to throw the family card out there. No, I want you to tell me your whys so you can throw the you card out there. What does the you card look like? Who are you? Because that's what I'm hiring. I want to hire that aspect of you, that truthful aspect of you that can get in here and do a phenomenal job in that role. Not the you that you're presenting yourself to be, and then 5-6 months down the line or less, you show me the real you, and I don't really know if I gel with that person. So that was today's conversation. Your whys matter, friend. And I'm here to tell you that, like I was speaking to motherhood and how at times I felt very overwhelmed and I didn't feel like I was a great mom because I wasn't able to keep it all together and like the world projects you should. It was too heavy for me. I didn't have the wherewithal to pull it all together at once and then consistently keep it there. But, your daughters and your sons see you. One thing that they'll never be able to say is you gave up. One thing that they'll never say is that you settled. And you tapped out and you just quit. And that's what I realized today when I was speaking to my daughter and her grades and how she's done so well over the last 4 years of high school, consistently rising to the occasion, finding it within herself to meet the criteria, even when she fell short and her progress reports were showing that she was trending in another direction within certain classes. She found it within herself to be able to pull her grades up and meet the criteria by the deadline. And I feel like that is due to just the environment, the way that our life is. That's just who we are. And in realizing that, I came to realize that it's not about the really large things. It's not about the projection. It's not about what it looks like to the world. It's about the daily chipping away at it, the authenticity, the realness that is being forged within, that's contagious, that you can actually implement and show someone else how to utilize. It's transferable. And that is the aspect that has the power. The projection, that's icing on the cake. But the cake, the meat of it, the character and all of those things is really what makes it what it should be. And they have to do with your whys. All of them. Yet if your whys are not strong enough, you'll flip-flop. You'll be all over the place. 1 minute you're doing this, next minute you're doing that. 1 minute you got good grades, next semester your grades are here and there. The only way you reach a certain crescendo and keep it there is through consistency. And it's been my experience that my consistency came through my lies, y'all. Anyway, all is well.